What's cooking good looking? I'm making my husband's all-time favorite entree. I know I've said that many times before that everything's his favorite, but these are really his favorite, my meatballs. So I'm making these ahead of time. I'm gonna bake them off, and I always use a scoop. This is a 2-ounce portion scoop to measure even size meatballs for even cooking and a professional looking result. So this is my do ahead. I have here, I'm making a lot of meatballs. So I have 4 eggs beaten. I have 1 cup of panko. You know what panko is. And a half a cup of milk. So I want to soften that mixture, which I've already done. To this, I'm going to add my garlic. As you can see here, this is minced and mashed to a paste using a generous pinch of kosher salt. And here is my fresh Italian minced parsley. Just gonna kind of scrape that off, put this in my sink. Now I'm gonna add my seasoning. I have here freshly ground pepper. I didn't want to take forever because a lot of pepper goes in these meatballs, and plenty of kosher salt. You can use sea salt, whatever kind of salt you want. It all comes from the ocean, right? So it really doesn't matter. Here I have my freshly grated Parmesan. I buy the wedge of Parmesan and then I use it depending on the recipe. I shave it. I break it off in little nuggets if I'm serving like wine and cheese, but I'm not holding back on the parm, that is for sure. No one ever turns away the server when they ask you if you want cheese on top of whatever you're ordering, usually pasta. So now I'm using a mixture of ground beef and ground pork. Now you'll find a lot of recipes that'll call for the 3 meats, ground veal, ground pork, and ground beef, but the ground veal is harder to come by, and I'm just using these 2. So this, as you can see, this ground pork is fairly lean. I don't want a fatty ground pork. And the beef, as you can see, is lean. You can see there's not a bunch of fat all through it. And I'm just using my hands, of course, and I'm not mixing this too hard. I'm just kind of working it through. And after all this is done, before I form my meatballs, I'm going to break off a little piece of my mixture and sear it in a skillet or saute it. And then I'm going to taste it. Why? Because I can't taste the raw meat mixture. That wouldn't be safe. So this is my last chance to season my mixture and get it right. And that's it. I mean, if you wanted to, you could add dried oregano, but there's going to be dried oregano in the sauce that I'm making. I'm using San Marzano tomatoes to make my sauce. You're going to pay a little more, yes, but it's great quality canned tomato. That is for sure. So that's pretty much it. I don't have to waste your time by standing here and mixing this. But as I said, I'm going to form these into balls using the scoop. And I oil my scoop lightly with olive oil. Every once in a while you have to repeat that so the mixture doesn't stick inside the scoop. I'm going to do my little test patty now, and I will show you the finished result tomorrow. Happy cooking.